Charles Salvador, formerly known as Charles Bronson, sadly recently lost his brother. He had a falling out of his very public parole hearing. What was it, March, April 2023. It's coming up to 2 years. Early next year, is Charlie going to get another parole hearing? What have the prison service done to meet the requirements of that parole hearing? You know, look, basically they're saying he's been isolated too long. That's not a reason to keep someone inside. We keep taking chances with far more dangerous than Charlie. Charlie is not a risk to the public for me, he's not. There will be a public interest, obviously, but the likes of Colin Pitchfork, you know, they're given a chance of parole. Evil, hateful people. So it's about time you gave Charlie a chance. So, his brother's funeral. Sad that they had a falling out. Sad he's still in prison. He may not want to attend the funeral if given the opportunity. Small family funerals are not places that you want to be when you're locked up inside. You know, can you imagine him? His mum is getting on, she's not been well. It'd be a bit of a media circus, wouldn't it? If he was in my prison now, he's moved on from Woodhill, one of the most violent. That can't be good, can it? He needs a settled period. If you're going to move someone from prison to prison at his age, setting requirements that he mixes in normal population and the like, then it's not going to happen. But he may not want to attend. Who can you go if you're a prisoner? Whose funeral can you go to? Mum and dad and siblings, brothers and sisters, that's it. Point and fact, we had a young lad, early 30s, brought up from a few months old by his gran. He called her mum. And why wouldn't you? Yeah, everybody did what they could for that lad. Try and get him out to that funeral. But no, it did ultimately fall on the governor's shoulders, and the governor said no, because they don't have to, do they? They don't have to. Dale Cregan, would he be going to a family funeral? Of course he wouldn't. Yeah, that dark media interest, and he may well still have friends at large. It'd be too risky. It's a no-brainer. But for me, Charlie is not a risk to the public. It may well be that he attends via video link. They can do that now. You can attend court via video link, camera at both ends, watch the service. Again, you know, it's probably screwing him up. They had a falling out, and now his brother's gone. Very, very sad indeed. Really sad state of affairs, isn't it? I don't think, honestly, anyone would take the risk, the media circus and everything else. Me, yeah, if he wanted to attend and it could be done in a civil manner without a media circus, maybe on the quiet, again, very difficult, I'd allow him to attend. But I can't see no prison governor or the prison service, because, you know, Charlie is a political prisoner. We know how they treat political prisoners, don't we? He's no Charlie Bronson, Tommy Robinson, but you know, how he's been treated in prison as a civil prisoner. We're still waiting for the outcome of that. Like I said, that's a risky one for the prison service. That's the government overstepping the mark. And we have a continuous changing of the guard. Minister for prisons. Because that's what you'd take to release Charlie. Somebody to say, somebody who got something about him, looked at the case and said, yeah, you know, it's time to give him a chance. We've let far worse out. Much worse. Whole thing really is quite sickening. And there's people who have killed in prison. Yeah? Cheeseman along with Robert Maudsley. Robert Maudsley is another sad case. Longest serving prisoner in solitary confinement in the UK. But Cheeseman, you know, he was in on it, murdered someone in Broadmoor. He still got out, he got the opportunity to live his life. There are people that say he's dangerous, it's his own fault. Let's not forget, because people do, there can be a certain amount of provocation. Quite definitely. I'm going to tell a few stories about people who've been pushed to the limits. Because we only get one-sided story, don't we? Eh? Charlie did this. Charlie did that. One-sided story. Wait there, you. One side of the story. People can be pushed. Things can be mismanaged. People get bitter and twisted. You know, prison officers, some of them, and it's a good description, I'll keep using this. Someone said it to me. Some of them, I don't class them as prison officers, Mr. Samworth. Crooks in uniforms, that's what I class them as. And he's right. The stitch up were one of the worst things. I worked with good, hard, solid prison officers, lads and lasses, who manage difficult people in a proper way. Point and fact, Bobby Boy. He was down the Seg at Liverpool when Charlie were down there. No problems at HMP Liverpool, known to be hard Nick. No problems. Charlie Bronson down the block. I'm going to tell this story again. It's my favourite Bronson story. He's gone up to the servery. That's where they serve meals in the Seg. My mate Bobby Boy is on the servery. Gov, is there any chance, polite, a gent, any chance of another roast potato? My mate Bobby Boy says, course there is, Charlie. God bless you, Gov. It makes every day like Christmas. My favourite story. No fighting. You know, taking people hostage and everything else. And all the stuff, jiggery pokey, that goes on in between. Because it does. He's a political prisoner. He will have been pushed. He's had beatings. Don't think he spent his career beating the shit out of prison guards. There's certain prisons he'll have been sent where there'll have been teams of lads, biggest, hardest lads who've knocked shit out of him and many other people, far less capable than Charlie. So I hope he gets some peace, whatever that may be, and it don't finish him. God bless his mum, his brother and him. Thanks for your continued support. Quite definitely we need to stick together. We need to support the farmers and anyone else who's going to take on this treacherous government. I'll see thee.